welcome back. Episode 10, Spark Your Interest podcast. Today I'm joined with Nathan from Protecc, and we're going to be delving a bit into his company and a bit on automation, security, CCTV, the audio, everything. So, mate, how are you?
Good, mate. You?
Yeah, going pretty good. So, I guess like starting off, we'll just go a bit about your business, what you do, where you are.
Yep.
Bit of everything.
Yeah, I got into it about 5 years ago. I used to do like IT, communications prior to that. And then...
Is that why you're our go-to and anything?
Go-to and all the nerdy shit, yeah.
When we need something.
Yeah, and that's how I got into it with other electrical mates or other electrical businesses asking me, can I program this, can I program that? And then I thought, well, why don't I get into I wanted to get out of what I was doing before, and why don't I get into doing just Wi-Fi networks by myself and bits of just technology in the homes to make everything talk to each other, and the Internet of Things. And then it was actually my old man, he's like, why don't you have a crack at the home automation game, because it's going to go nuts in Australia soon. And fair enough, in the 5 years I've been doing it, it's completely taken off. And when was it? April 2018 I started, and yeah, we're cruising along now.
Yeah. So what's your main sort of thing that you do? Like what would you say your main thing is? Is it security or the automation sort of the main?
Well, the automation side of it would be the niche side of it. So when we get the higher end homes, when we get to integrate everything together, like as in the audio and the security and the lighting and the energy management, all that kind of stuff. But our main thing, we do a lot of, that'd probably be 20% of it with a fully automated home. So our main thing would either be audio, standalone audio systems, or security systems, especially because for businesses and commercial, pubs and clubs and all that.
So it kind of all goes in hand, like coming into a job and you can offer the package of the audio and security.
Yeah, especially for establishment, pubs and clubs, security and AV. Yeah, it's just huge because they have to have it.
And you offer monitoring of the security system as well?
Security monitoring, CCTV, alarms, and they have to have it for their insurances and their liquor licenses and stuff anyway. So it's kind of, there's no choice. They've got to have their security, and that's why security companies probably do pretty well everywhere, especially being around Northern Rivers and Gold Coast.
It's pretty. There's not heaps of companies around here. So like, there's like one company that has the fair monopoly of everything. Hey, like, like in this area that does most.
It's been around for a while.
And it's kind of like just their go-to. So I guess it's good.
Yeah, and that's all they do. That kind of security AV where we offer a little bit more with our networking and. Yeah, the automation and just that extra edge to
I guess
get us some jobs.
In regards to brands and companies that you work with, like your main one with automation is probably Control 4, hey? Like
yeah. So we're a Control 4 dealer.
Yeah.
We don't use any other automation as application as such. So everything will be integrated through our Control 4.
Yeah. So that's your choice. If you're going to integrate something, you're always going to go Control 4. You also CBus and...
so we're CBus, KNX, which probably not too many people know about. It's really starting to take off in Australia. It's massive in Europe.
Yeah.
So we kind of jumped on the KNX because there's more variety, a little bit cheaper. Exactly the same as CBus in theory, with the panelised lighting, centralised lighting, all that stuff. Control 4 actually has their own lighting as well.
Yep.
And it all depends on the application. What we need it for, why I would choose KNX or CBus, or why I would just do the Control 4 lighting. Yeah.
In like a commercial versus residential, is there one you prefer for each, or would you say Control 4 is fine between the two? Or
the KNX has a lot more to offer, as in integrating.
Yeah.
If you're going to just use like a lighting and control system that's going to just automate everything itself without any control, where the Control 4 brings in that more residential thing with the experience for the user. But like, that's why automation was here, or pretty much why automation started. It's just for energy management. So you could, where the sun's following and whether they needed the heat or the lighting with dim on either side of the building, and then someone took it to residential. So if we're going to do commercial, I'd go with the KNX.
Yeah.
Just because you can have bigger networks and anything they need is they've got it to offer.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I guess like with us, like we work quite closely with things. So I guess from anything small, like someone wants a security system, we'll run the cables. You can come in, we'll fit off the gear, and you can program it, give them the codes, supply the gear to us, which is good for us. And it's it's something that we were gonna sort of push into doing. We know we can do it, but I think having that expertise background that you have just. You get those confusing ones where it's like, oh shit, what do we do? Like, you've obviously got the knowledge, so it's way better sort of having someone that knows exactly what's going on.
That's what we have to offer to all the, like yourself and all the other electrical businesses that we get along with and do lots of work for. We've got a fair few that they'll just go, here's for the boys, or he's over at Protecc.
Yeah.
And they'll just ask us what we need for cabling. You guys get to do the cabling, so you still get the extra work. We come in, we fit off, program up, configure, train the client. Client's happy. There's no callbacks. You aren't scratching your head, ringing around, worried about something not working. No,
that's it. And I guess we kind of get you in, like if we'll have the discussion with someone, like especially on the bigger projects, whether someone's looking at, if it's not spec'd in the plans or anything, if someone's looking to go into the realm of, it's something we offer. We go, well, have you thought about security? Have you thought about audio? And like once you start talking to someone about it, they're kind of like,
they get excited.
And at least we kind of know enough now where through working with you guys where we can at least explain everything and how it can work. And then if we want to go into something that's a bit deeper, then we can get you involved for a chat, bring you out, sit down and start designing something that works for their needs. And I guess application-wise, you can do anything from the smallest job to the biggest, like integrating everything into the automation.
Yeah, so you can, depending on the client and who you're doing the job for, you'd be...
all comes down to money in the end, hey?
Budget, also understanding the client, but definitely money.
Do you think it scares people in thinking that automation's confusing, whereas in hindsight, it's meant to simplify your life, and then people think, oh, it's too confusing, I don't want to do it because I'm getting older and I just don't want to have to worry about it, I just want to flick a switch on. But the whole point of automation is to streamline and make your life easier.
Yeah, correct. So streamlining, making your life easier. Like I said, it originally automation was designed for energy management, and then someone just brought it into residential and started going nuts with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. So you can have your security, your audio, your lights. You can have it all into different apps, but they don't talk to each other.
Do you think, what I think has put people off, I look at, the houses we do in Watergoes with the old, might be like an old bus system or something like that, where they have all these issues. They need to call someone, oh, no, I don't work on that. They call an electrician, no, we don't deal with that. And it's always like they're palmed off to person, and all they need to do is have someone come and reprogram what they have, reconfigure.
And especially around this area, probably those homes you're talking about around the Watergoes area, where they were built up, 20, 30 years ago, and there was a good salesman in the area selling C-Bus. Well, even though some of those homes probably didn't need it because they haven't used automation for what it was, its actual purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
And then corrosion and that gets into the lines, and then you've got faults everywhere.
Because would you, in regards to, say, reprogram something, so we do a job, you can program remotely for someone if they wanted to change settings and
so we have, especially once you get online, so Control 4 we have our own management portal where all our devices are connected to. We can always configure the Control 4 system remotely, but we can also manage your whole network. So we can see if a Wi-Fi access point's gone down, it'll warn us straight away, and we can either try reboot it or we can try fix it, or we can send a tech to site before they've even known about it, or even just give them a courtesy call saying, hey, we've noticed it's down, we'll come and have a look for you. Or things like there might be updates, so we can automatically do the updates. If there's new features, we can add them in. We can manage everything to extent. Yeah, but if hardware fails, obviously we can't do that stuff. We'd have to go out to site, but at least we can find out.
You can
we can work it out before you realise it's got a fault.
Yeah, I think that's something that, I guess you go from something like a straight wiring system, simple, well, maybe not to your average Joe, but no, the things that can go wrong, minimal. Once you start adding in electronics and, you know.
Yeah, so that's
where
kind
people
of
start
where
going,
my
"Shit, like,
background
yeah."
came into with home automation is it's not just about wiring something in and plugging something in and
It's a
DIY.
yeah.
It's programming and networking and communications is the massive backbone
Having
of the
that
system.
like the background around that makes you be able to design something better as well, like knowing how to design a system that's going to work with, say, you got a house that doesn't have great internet, or it's like block work or anything like that, and you know, right, for us to boost this signal, we can map out networking so you know where to put WAPs and stuff like that.
Access points and cabling.
To make sure the system's running efficiently. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's like, I think that's what, when I talk to people and they worry or they're not sure about it, they think it's going to make their life harder. When it's like, and we try to explain like, well, the reason you want to do this is to make your life easier. So I guess and then someone will go, okay, like, what can we do? And, you know, a basic startup point for us is like we're doing on the job now is external lighting, and that's like something like, look, we're doing a control 4 system where we've just wired all the external lighting back to that panel,
The relay, yep.
and into that relay, and it's just an 8-channel relay. We've got 8 sets of lighting that we can run off that and then program it for them, and then they've also got, so have they integrated that with audio as well into their
Yeah, so they got the whole Control 4 does all their,
audio.
especially this job you're talking about. The audio, what have got, CCTV, the garage doors, the lighting, the Wi-Fi and all that's integrated in as well.
Which is a pretty simple setup for what we need.
Yeah, that's like your entry, like if people go, what's kind of like an entry-level automated place we can have with the Control 4? With the audio and the security, especially doing outdoor lighting, I think that makes the client feel like they've definitely got the automation, because that's when things like
lighting
sunset can come on by itself.
Yeah.
I know you can do it with timers, but then you've got to manually program them every year, where Control 4 has a cool feature where it follows the sun. So it's always looking at the weather. When the sun sets, it's 5:30. The lights will turn on at 5:30, and then obviously that changes all around, so you never have to do anything.
And that's
with
the thing, like then going into the things with like dimming modules and then having, you know, your lights come up and
ramping for the time of the day.
Yeah.
That's what we like. Some of the commercial places we have, it runs itself.
Yeah.
So 8:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, lights turn on, the cleaners come in. 8:30, the lights dim down to where they want them to be. Audio will turn on. Doors will open, and then throughout the day, as it gets into night time, other lighting scenes might turn on or ramp up, and new audio comes on, and that's where the automation comes in, where people don't have to do anything.
I think like offering the audio to people is something that's been really good. I feel like a lot of people do go through their house without thinking about that, and then like now I know, like I've got my house and I'm like, fuck, it's something I want to do, because I like go to my record player and it's like, I don't know, just like having those zones and stuff. I think it's something that gets overlooked, and people go, oh, I'm just going to buy Sonos and pop it around and stuff. But like having the in-ceiling, like a good, decent system is
aesthetically pleasing with, hardwired. There's nothing you have to plug in. There's no power reliant. It's just, it's all back at the rack. It's always plugged in.
And then just being able to control it through your phone as
And then you just got it simultaneously on your phone. I reckon audio, if people come to me and say, what can I do to my house to spend some money on it? I'd go audio.
Is that your jam, you reckon, more than anything? Like that's where...
Because that's where the clients are happy, and it's pretty cool to turn off a light and have scenes and stuff on your phone, but if you're on a budget, I'd be saying definitely the audio system is the first thing you should do, because you use it all. I've got it at my house and you use it all the time. Yeah,
that's what I mean. I think it's something that people overlook in regards to something that they think then they would do in their house, and like, you know, everyone's got the portable speakers now and stuff like that, but like having a solid audio system,
I mean, the portable speakers,
having your TV, cinema room, like all that stuff tied into it, and like I don't know, just like, because you guys do them with the rock speakers. I'll put a picture up of those now, like the rock speakers, the garden speakers, like that's so sick as well.
Yeah, and you can obviously you can hear where they're coming from, but to be in the garden, they look cool.
How good's at Banya, the bathhouse, and you're sitting in the
and then we've got the rocks in the corners.
Little rocks in there. Yeah, it's sick.
People do point it out, so it's pretty cool that we got to be a part of that job as well.
Yeah, I think that's like having those things that people don't know about, because I think the thing with like audio as well is you've got speakers are quite invasive, aren't they? Like really, like if you've got a real nice house, like real architectural build, having a fucking big wall-mounted speaker is like not ideal.
You mean like the on-wall ones? Yeah. Well, it depends on the application again. Where are we doing? What are we doing? Are they outside in the weather?
I guess in those big ones where it's like off-form concrete and stuff, like we can still put them in the slab and stuff like that as well.
If you get it right at the start, we do have. We're actually doing a house in Byron now, where a lot of it's just block walls everywhere.
It's one of those things that gets added in late as well, though, always, hey, like it's kind of thought about.
I am always the person that turns up and then it's someone like yourself, like, all right, how are we doing this?
Yeah.
We've totally overlooked it and they've just, the client's just seen something online or they've been to a friend's house and now they want it. And you're like, yeah, righto. So we do make it work, but then obviously if sometimes if it's too late, you're obviously limited to, we can always do something, but you might be limited to styles of speakers or...
Well, because depending on what cable you're running...
You might have conduit on walls because we haven't been able to get through the slab or the...
It's one of the... it's the big dick measuring tool as well, isn't it? The sound of how good your speakers are.
Absolutely.
Like, that's what... I want a better sound system than my mate. Like, if they've seen one, they go to a mate's house and it sounds good, they're going to...
Yeah, how can I do this?
Mine's got to sound better than his.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's... And, like, some of the places we've done sound so good. And that's what makes you want to have it like, fuck, that sounds so good. Like, just,
and especially when, I mean, there's always a limit on what the client, some of the higher end clients will want to spend on it. Yeah. But if you get those nice higher end jobs and money isn't like the biggest issue for them, or they're willing to spend because they've seen.
Well, you get what you pay for. It's just,
you get what you pay for.
With audio, you're gonna, the more you pay, the better quality you're going to get. That's
100%.
Straight up, pretty much with everything. But like, especially with that, like, if you're going to spend like a few thousand on it, but it's like a bit extra to get something better, then it's worth that with the audio. For sure.
And depending on how much you're doing with it though, like are we doing 6 or 8 zones of audio, or are we just doing a couple of zones of audio? And
that's the best thing with the zoning as well. Like when we did Pacific Vista and we got the sound going there, and you could be like, we got a fire pit outdoor area, had a fire pit with like a poured concrete bench, and we did speakers hiding underneath
the
outside
fire pit,
on a separate zone to inside, so you could be playing something different out there.
And then the balcony.
And keep it down low for the neighbours and then stuff like that.
So what do we have, about 4 or 5, maybe 6 zones of audio in there?
I think so, yeah. So
and that place sounded good when it was done.
That was real good. All concrete and that did sound good.
And that was just Sonos audio, actually.
I better crack these before I always get to the end of it and run out. Back on the beers.
Monday beers.
Earth beers. Aussie lager.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Good. You've done a bit of work up for these guys as well, eh? You done with
the Earth
audio
boys.
there?
Yeah, we did all their when they opened the put actually a real good audio system in their place. So that place absolutely cranks. Good friends of ours. So every now and then when we get to go there, because I know how to control the audio, you might take over a few songs and you see them jump out.
Yeah. Turn it up.
Yeah.
So I guess we kind of just dabbled in it, like what the main focus of your business is, or like even like moving forward to you, like is it the automation side of things, moving further in with that? Like, because at the moment it's you and 2 guys.
Yeah, we've got myself and 2 other guys on the road, Noah and Rob. And then I've also got our, kind of like our admin girl. She just does, what does she do, about 5 hours a day for us? Yeah. Just kind of handles whatever comes in with the phone calls and just helps.
You just build the most extravagant website.
Yeah, and then
check out Nathan's website.
Protecc.com.au, mate, jump on it.
There's a bit on there, I know, Jakey who did the website. It's the hardest and biggest website you've ever done.
So Tara gave him a hard time, I reckon. That's not a hard time, just she knew she's direct, she's good at what she wants to do. And
it looks good though, like, and that's like putting those videos on, and we're going to start doing some more videos together of the projects we've done, so we can sort of have, like, showcase it, but then also explain how stuff works, what we're doing, how, I think just giving people options. And I think that's why when we did that video at the yoga, and it's like someone goes, I want to do this, what can we do? I'm like, well, just watch this video. That's pretty much a fully automated system. Like, if you want to do that, you can do that. We'll do the same thing for Cooper Shoot for like an entry level, and I think that's what's going to entice people in it. Because like I said, like, as soon as you say automation, if people don't have it in their head already, the first question is, how much is it going to cost me?
How much is it going to cost me?
You know, like if you're talking about a basic...
So it'd be like, and that's when I we mentioned them before. It's how much you got, or not how much you got, but like you try to get a bit of an idea of what they've seen and what they think they want.
And then knowing that fits with the budget.
A rough idea of the budget, because I mean, you could tell me you want 4 zones of audio, you want me to design your security system, and you want some lighting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I don't, especially when it comes to audio, if I don't get a little rough idea of how much we want to spend per room, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like we do rooms. Like we just finished one in Byron again, a home cinema there, and those rooms are worth.
TV comes out of the floor.
Well, we've actually got this particular room. It's got the TV on the wall. Everything's all the speakers are all recessed, but the TV's on the wall when that's what's on the display.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, just say free to air, and then as soon as you turn on Netflix or something like that, the projector screen actually drops down with the projector, and then the audio comes on, and you've got subs and 9 speakers in the room, and it's like a full experience.
Proper dumb.
Yeah.
And how good's that when you get like the chance to be able to do something properly? And that's something I find. I love those jobs where it's hard to say like money's not an issue. It's like when someone goes, I just want you to do it properly. I want you to do it right. Like whatever you reckon is the best thing to do that. And then if you can, it's not saying you're going to blow the budget, but like given, doing exactly what you do in your own house, if money wasn't an issue, like imagine the things you can do is pretty crazy. Like,
I mean, it'd be fun, that's for sure.
Yeah. Just need to find those clients.
Yeah, you do get those clients that are like, this is what I want, I trust you to design it.
That's it.
Make sure
if you listen to this and you're super rich and you want a sick audio system,
I will go nuts.
I reckon we'll be able to hook you up.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, no, that's good. So, like, do you think I think what I was saying was moving forward, like your goal within your business is to push further into automation commercially as well?
Yeah, that's kind of where I want to be, because the residential especially with the Control 4, there's a few more dealers coming out now, and I kind of want to be the difference. And automation, like I said, again, it was designed for those high-rise buildings, but I mean, if you go to Palm Beach now or Burleigh Heads, you see those fancy apartment blocks popping up everywhere now, and they're actually all they all want automation in the penthouses and all that stuff. So, that's where I want to go. I want to try to get into the...
do you reckon, like, business-wise in that, is that something to do that you need to scale up the size of your crew?
Yeah, it'd definitely be somewhere where, you've got to scale up, because you're going to have... Because what I want to be that difference where you can come to us and we give you the full service from the start, from the internet design to the TV design to the automation, the security design, and that's where you start needing proper roles for design teams or.
So you've got to scale in that way. We have more people off the tools designing and stuff, and so I guess in regards to like workers, if someone wanted to do an apprenticeship with you, what's that entail? Because you don't have an apprentice, do you?
No, we're not. So to get like communications and networking stuff, I did that all at TAFE, and then you go and do courses for certifications of certain companies.
Would you train someone?
It would be a traineeship.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, so you can either do, so we've got, if you're going to be like a security tech, you'd be more electronics. Yeah. So you go to electronics traineeship or something like that. I have tried to speak to a TAFE teacher that I originally did one of my courses with.
About pushing it
about how can we design a course or a traineeship to get people into doing everything we do, like as in learning how to do like a bit of IT and networking, and then learning how to do...
Because do people confuse you with being an electrician? Like, do you ever get hit up for an apprenticeship as you know what I mean? Like, because I guess like young kids don't know, like if they're hitting you up for an apprenticeship going, automation, they see
automation, everyone assumes you're an electrician, where, to be honest, they're only apart from the lighting side of it, and even to be fair, half of the lighting side of it don't even need electrical anymore, because we do all our light switches have just got like Cat 6 to it, or bus lighting cable, where we can work on anything up to 48 volts without having a license, I don't think. So apart from you guys wiring in the lighting and stuff like that, everything else is pretty much comes down to being a data boy,
what would be your ideal person to hire? Would it be an electrician? Like if you had someone come, if you could pick someone to do from outside, would it be something? Would you rather train someone yourself, or would you get an electrician, and do you
Well,
think
if
it'd
you
be
get-
easier to train them into it?
One of
Like-
my guys, he's a fully qualified electrician.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to get out of being an electrician. He wanted to get into learn more about the automation and stuff. And he's brilliant. He knows switched on, obviously. But he knows how all the cabling works.
Having that knowledge.
But he was, hey?
Having the knowledge of it.
He's got the knowledge of it all and how it all works. But then you get like my other guy, he's a full-time security tech.
Yeah.
He again knows how to do all the cabling.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to hire someone in mind, the perfect person would be, probably someone maybe electronics and or that computer background.
IT.
IT.
Because that's the thing, like it's all well and good. Because you do a lot of wiring as well, and got to know how to use tools, and you guys, you're still running conduits and cables and everything.
Yeah, well,
like
we do.
So having that technical background, that's where I find it's hard with your trade, because it's like a lot of, like, man, some of us don't even know how to turn a computer on.
Well,
like if you're looking at the setup I've got going on right now, it's fucking probably the worst podcast setup ever.
It looks
There's
like
like 2 LED panel lights. I don't even know. I've recorded one the other day without even having the microphone plugged in. Don't know if that's on. If it's not, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty shit with computers. So to me, like the program side of things is something like, I'm trying to learn as well with...
Well, there's not too many people, and that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that can actually know all about the cable, because we don't just do data, we do fibre and all that other stuff, but also understands from getting a cable from point to point, terminating it off, then be able to program the devices we're connecting it to, commission it all, train them all up. I mean, there probably isn't too many people that can do the whole package, as in like being able to do the IT stuff as well, because we all know most IT guys love to sit at the desk and bark a few orders, but
I'd love to see them with a hammer drill
getting a bit dirty, crawling around underneath the house or something. But
that's it. That's good. Well, I guess like with like selling points and stuff to a client, like is there like if you have someone that doesn't really know about anything you do, but they've come to you going, oh look, I've got this house and we got a little bit of an idea of what we want to do, like how far into it do we go? Like where do you start people off with, like low, or do you go, well, we can do this and this, like how? Because I feel like if you give some people too much information or too much ideas, then they like retract in that as well and go, oh shit, like do you start off slow, go, oh yeah, we do your security and then we can do a bit of lighting, or do you go fucking full ball, this is what we want to do?
Well, I kind of asked what's their idea with the house? Like, is it going to be their house for their forever home, or is it their dream home, or is it, hey, are we just going to, we want to put a bit of tech in here because we're going to flip it and we wanted to make it appealing. And then also, what are you doing with your house? Like, do you have the blinds and all this stuff? What are you adding into it? Is there a media room, having an outdoor area? And then I would recommend...
like break it into zones, like, oh, we can do this in your outdoor area, do this in your... your theatre, your cinema, do this, and then work up from there. Because I think that's the things that get people, hey, like functionality-wise, like movie room, you need good quality audio and visual for that. Otherwise, what's the point in doing it? And then go.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't start with the media room or the movie room, because that's kind of like
a luxury item.
That's a luxury item. Yeah, it's what do you want to? Pretty much get to know the client as well, because sometimes getting to know the client, depending on what you want to offer them, whether it is that full automation system, or do they just want some simple audio?
I feel like you like scare people away, and they think if someone's come to you, it's different. Do you know what I mean? Like if they're coming to you and they want, it's not like you're selling them something that's going to get, you scare them away when you overload them with stuff. Because if they're coming to you, they obviously are coming for a service. So
correct.
Like that's.
The people that come to us directly have probably found our website or word of mouth, and they've done their research and they know exactly what they want.
Or through electrician.
Yeah, well, they know what they want with their home automation. Normally, the people that come through, say, you guys, or not all the time, but just saying, they probably just want to know about it, and then I come out and meet them, and then, that's where I work out, what's the idea of the house, where they're going with it, who they are, what they're about, because depending on, all kinds of variations. Like you said, you don't want to scare them off by saying, oh, we do all these crazy cinema rooms and we do all these crazy stuff, and they're instantly going to go, geez, this guy's going to cost heaps of money. I don't want nothing to do with it. So
that's what they start thinking about straight up. So
offer them as little as just basic stuff, and then you kind of from there maybe I would be going. We can also do this with that, and if you did this,
I think it's like a good thing with you to be able to work in with architects, because that's like where stuff should be spec'd as well. Like working with an architect.
That's kind of where we're trying to move forward now. We've just redone all our website and all that stuff, and now we've got our like our branding's all tidied up and all that now. So now we're going to go out and get in front of architects, because once architects say this is what you need in your house,
I think that's
when people go, oh, we have to have
that's where people listen to, isn't it? Like going, you need to put. It's like when they spec some fancy light fitting that costs 10 grand, and then you're going, you want to make it cheaper, then get rid of that light. But it's like, oh no, but that's like that's the statement.
They're trying to cut you down on your costs, and they've just put a $30,000 front door in or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. That always sits real good. Get rid of your $15,000 pendant, and then I can talk about.
We can do some other price.
Yeah, that's it.
Turning the oven on.
So I guess like in regards for like people listening that Sparkies that haven't done any automation or don't really know much about it, like how far can you go with it? Like I'm just breaking it into simple terms like we were talking before. So making your life easier. So doing things like you're pulling up to your house. Like I didn't even know about this. This is pretty cool. Yep. Pull up to your house, and then the cameras pick up your registration plate on your car?
Yeah, so we can do like license plates readers, face recognition, even things like it's depending on the number plate that it's picked up. So if it's you've pulled in, it will open up your gate, maybe your garage door, or maybe your wife's pulled in with her number plate, and she doesn't park in the garage, so it might open up even though she should probably park in the garage and you shouldn't, but it might open up just the gate and then unlock the front door for her or yourself. And then depending on the time of night or the time of day, it could flick on some lights. It might flick on your lights.
So door opens,
once you trigger,
lights come on,
so automation's all about triggering a relay. Once you get that relay triggered, what you do with that relay is just all in the automation programming.
So you say you walk in your house, and as you're coming in, the lights come on, and it's just that thing of like using the relays means you don't have to use the sensors as well. Like you know how like you can do that with the sensor. Yep. I get like you walk under it, lights turn on, but using the programming of the relays.
But we could use a sensor
as well
to trick. Like again, you're just triggering a relay. So that could be to open a gate. That could be to turn on the audio. That could be to do this. Open up a door. It doesn't have to just be for a light.
Yeah, so you can put like switches on doors. So if you open a door, your lights can come on, and we can go.
Yeah, like reed switches.
Yeah, reed switches.
Which went from a reed switch. If you walk, even if you walk, for instance, you had a reed switch on a cinema room door. You open up that door, and all the projectors drop down. Yeah. And then once you say, I suppose if you're going to close the door, but with programming, you could work out how the room shuts as well.
Yeah.
But as long as you're triggering.
I think just like so people know how far you can go with it. Like, is there any like real extreme things you've done where you've been like, well, this is too far, but like it's kind of cool?
I've seen a couple of houses where things are too far, but I have, apart from doing like the cinema room stuff where you've got a TV on the wall, and then if you press play, like actually at my house, I mean, it's probably not too far. It's just because I can do it. Yeah. For instance, if I'm sitting on the TV and I'm watching Netflix on the couch, and I push pause on the movie, the lights will come back on of the house, and then once you sit back down, pushing play, the lights will turn off.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, it's not extreme, but once it's just all the programming stuff. I mean, there is.
So you haven't got a toilet that wipes your ass for you and stuff like that yet? And
no, not yet. No, not yet? Not automatically. No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, that's it.
That's the next thing.
I think that's it. Like, just if you can, I'd love to do some real fucking crazy shit in someone's house, like with that sort of things. Like someone that just doesn't care. Like, yeah, fuck, do whatever. Because you've done some pretty good ones down Blondrel and stuff.
Yeah, we've done some real nice stuff where, some high-end homes, houses that are worth millions. Yeah. So we've been fortunate enough with that we got to experience these big places, and also, where some people that do their automation, I don't know, maybe they don't see these places, but
You probably have the same thing though, where you're working on these amazing houses and they need it, but they don't do it as well. Like I know that comes down with us as well. Like we try and talk people into, like when we get to a certain size house, we're going, mate, should be probably looking at doing a bit of automation.
I think there's I think they're saying now, there must be a certain limit of, say it's a $5 million build.
Yeah.
You should be having 5% of automation put into the home these days.
Like energy-wise, efficiency, or you mean just like a rule of thumb?
Rule of thumb.
Yeah.
They're saying that just because obviously you're building a $5-10 million house. It's like anything, as we go on, the new technology comes out.
Yeah.
You should have it, really, especially when it comes to energy management, the lighting.
I think
security.
like rolling into stuff with like your solar energy management and stuff like that. There's automation rolling in with that. So being able to read, your usage and how you control things is going to be a really important part of that. So being able to control loads, send like storing energy where you need to store it, and then using it on the right things and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So like it's all going to tie in, and having a good system that can integrate with that is going to be like.
Yeah, well, we've done automation before where the house, correct me if I'm wrong, they could only offer a certain amount of power or amperage to the place.
Yeah.
And they've got all the bells and whistles with all the air cons, all the heated flooring and stuff. But house starts tripping out if you're overusing or too much use, and that's where we can put in those automated energy systems where we're getting to this maximum amperage. We've got to shut down the heated flooring. That's it. You don't get to use that until you stop using aircon or you stop using these lights.
I've got a job where we're probably going to have to do that because they have not listened to the fact that they have no power. So
and they're going to overuse it. Yeah.
No.
So that's where that comes in handy. So obviously the house doesn't trip out and whatnot, but also to save you money on your bill as well. So
say as a Sparky listening to this and someone hits them up and they want to get some automation done on their house or audio or whatever, to get in contact with, find someone to get in, I'm going to say like everyone's going to be able to do it because people listen to this in Sydney or wherever aren't going to be able to contact you, but get in contact with a company that does it, and then link up with someone and have like a good relationship with them like we do.
Yeah.
And it's about being able to provide a real good service. So if you link up with someone, get to know their business, make sure it's someone with the same values that you have, and then you pretty much, like, I see us as a partnership really. Like, we're working together, we're selling each other to people, and we're kind of like a package deal really, aren't we? Like, we're on our jobs, like really, pretty much wherever we go, we're kind of
that's making sure I'm good at what I do, you're good at what you do. Yeah. We stay in our lanes, and like I said, the client's always happy because they're getting the professional service from both ends.
That's it.
Not someone that doesn't know what they're doing.
And I'm happy to always put you in contact with. Like, I'm not like, you come through me and I only talk to the builder. It's like, I'll get you in contact and be like, look, here's Nathan, like, you talk to him, you can deal with him direct, but we're going to also talk in the background. So you're dealing with the client yourself. If I get you involved in a job, you're dealing with the builder, and then we're still talking on the side. So we know what we're doing, and then you can speak to them, and it's not coming through me.
That's why other electrical companies love working in with us, because we're not electricians. We're not the electricians. We're not coming in and steal work. Yeah. All we want to do is work with you guys, have a nice job, and keep the client happy.
Because that's it. At the end of the day, the more... And I think it works both ways for you linking up with an electrician and us linking up with you.
You providing our services gives you more work. So
exactly.
You'll do all the cabling for us, and we'll come in and fit off.
It's the same. Yeah,
you're selling more.
We're both giving each other more work, and it's definitely something to look into. Like, for guys that are starting their own businesses, I've been getting a few messages from guys that are starting their own businesses with things that they should be looking at. And if you're getting into doing houses and stuff like that, and that's the way it's going, you started getting some big houses, like getting into someone that knows automation, security, audio, and does it well is definitely a real good tool to have on your belt.
For sure.
So anyway, mate, thanks for coming in.
No worries.
Good chat.
Good work. Never left you hanging.
So any questions on automation, you can reach out to Nathan. What's the best way? Through Instagram or just your website?
Instagram probably.
Yeah.
Protecc, was it Protecc CC?
Yeah.
PTY Ltd, I think it's on there.
In with heaps of questions and...
Yeah, you'll get answered. It won't be me, but... or the website, whatever. Yeah. Find our number on there. Yeah. It's all on there.
And same thing on our end, I said about last week about helping out, and I got a fair few messages this week, so I'm always happy to help. unless I start getting hundreds and thousands, which I don't know is likely, but I can keep up. I'll keep answering as many questions as I can. Happy to help out anyone in any way possible. So thanks for listening, and see you soon.